Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of In the Kitchen. As always, I'm Aloncio and I'm here with Taylor.
Hi.
We been very interesting summer so far for the NBA. It was a sweep for the finals. As I predicted, the Warriors were going to win. I mean, I didn't predict they were going to sweep. I thought LeBron was going to at least squeeze out 2 games, but there's always excuses to be made, I guess. But and a lot of interesting things going on. F1, we might have some history in the making. What we kind of did with Alonso over here. What's his full name?
It's Fernando Alonso.
Fernando Alonso.
He's number 1 for McLaren.
Yeah, so he's doing really well over there in the racing world. But we're going to go ahead and start with basketball, and we're going to speak a little bit about Kawhi Leonard today. Kawhi Leonard. His name's just really cool. But, Kawhi, we don't care about your feelings as a Spurs fan. I'm telling you right now. You will play as a Spur for that final contract year next year. No matter what you do, if you want to hold out, say you'll enter the game, go ahead. Spurs still going to make it happen. They were there before you, they're going to be there after you. Difference is, man, sorry, scratch that, but they're going to be there after you. There's no one to trade Kawhi Leonard for that the Spurs can benefit from. I say the Spurs just prepare for his leave. Squeeze out anything they can from him this year. Try to convince him to stay, I guess. But Kawhi, we don't care about your feelings or where you want to go. We do. Because, we want you to be comfortable where you work. But when it comes down to business, you sign a contract to be there for all those years. What are the Spurs going to get for a Kawhi Leonard? You saw what happened with the Kyrie Irving trade in Cleveland. Didn't work out. I don't got any more recent examples right now, but I say he goes east. I say if he does get traded, it's not going to be the Lakers.
Who's your top pick for trying to pick him up?
It's the Lakers because he wants to go there. So it's the Lakers that are really trying, but we get there's been reports all over sports world today. Basically, the Lakers called the Spurs, and the Spurs just said no. What the Lakers said is they basically shut the door on us. That's what the Lakers said, quote unquote. I always wanted to do that.
You think he'll be a good fit over at the Lakers? If he gets it?
I think if Lonzo Ball stays, which is why I don't think it's a smart thing for the Lakers to trade for Kawhi right now. It's like, guys, if Kawhi really wants to go to LA,
he'll go.
He's gonna go at the end of 2019. Why are you gonna trade up your assets if Lonzo Ball is this big deal that he is? Why would you want to trade Lonzo Ball or is it Kyle Kuzma? I forget their names in LA. I haven't been paying attention to LA since 2010. It's been
when they were
10
good.
years. But I know Lonzo. Everybody knows Lonzo. So we got Lonzo Ball there, and if he's supposed to be this next big thing, why would you want to give him up for a guy,
for a seasoned guy out of the Spurs?
No matter where Kawhi goes, if there's a trade that goes through this year for him, he's only there for 1 year, guys. After that, guess where he said he was going? He's an unrestricted free agent at the end of next year. No matter what he does, unless he signs an extension with the Spurs, which the Spurs are the only ones that can pay him the most money any team can pay a player at a time. The Spurs are the only ones that can do that. So they have that leverage. But a guy can say, it ain't always about the money. But then you see, they're offering over $200 million in an extension.
It's just like the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys capital and budget and everything is crazy. They can afford to pay and keep people on the payroll, however. Same way with the Spurs.
It's a little different in the NBA. They actually pay their players. But point is, no matter what, Kawhi Leonard got $20 million this year. He's gonna get $20 million next year, no matter where he goes. Point is, you're gonna stay a Spur. Popovich don't care about your feelings. He's gonna tell you the same thing he told LaMarcus Aldridge last year, and he said, "We can't trade you for anything good, anything better. We can't. There's no way the Spurs come out of a deal even because LaMarcus Aldridge is that good." And imagine Kawhi Leonard, which everybody thinks he's a better player. Kawhi Leonard, you're staying, but if he does get traded, I'm
going
excited. I'm excited if they throw him out east. Why? Because east is pretty beast. That seems a little cheesy, but east is pretty beast right now, dude. It's we
got Golden State, right?
No. Chill. Let me do this. All right, we got the Sixers. Philadelphia 76ers, they made some serious noise at the end of the season. Their magic ran out, against Boston. And that's another team, Boston, they look like they're a force to reckon with for the next 5 years, dude. Those players are only going to get better, and that's without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. And then you got the Raptors. I think the team stays together pretty much as a whole. Your main players, which is Lowry and DeRozan, are going to stay there. They're going to get you another 50 to, mid-50s of wins throughout the season. You can only hope to get better in the playoffs. So that's another team that's good. Then you got the Pacers with Victor Oladipo. You don't know what they're going to do around him. They got a little bit of money coming around now that the whole, Paul George contract is finally over. Is gone and dealt with. And then you got the Bucks. You got Giannis. And you got his supporting cast. You got the Wizards. And then you got LeBron James team in the East. So throw Kawhi Leonard out East. And let him get back to the finals, somebody over there. Because I think if Kawhi Leonard goes east, this trade goes through, and if he goes east, that team is going to the finals. That team's going to the finals next year. It's just if he's healthy, of course. If he's not healthy, then scratch what I'm saying. But Kawhi Leonard, you're staying in San Antonio at least through 2019. We're gonna hope to repair whatever relationship. Whatever problems have occurred this past year, but Kawhi Leonard, you're staying in San Antonio unless they trade you for LeBron, which I don't think is happening. But that's all I got in the NBA.
So we'll segment over to F1 then, and
let's do it.
I'll lead off. So we've got there's no real races this. We've got an upcoming race, but Fernando Alonso was in the news recently. Your little underdog guy, and he's on fire right now, and I want to see what he does in the upcoming race because the man just came off of winning the 24-hour Le Mans, which is a world famous endurance race. I'm not too familiar with it, but I know it's a big thing.
How different is it from F1 and the Indy 500?
Well, they race for 24 hours. The whole race lasts 24 hours. It's a team of 6. They take turn.
What you mean? How do the other guys catch up?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not too crazy.
No,
it takes place over a whole country and through multiple.
So how do you rest? Do you just stop in the other car?
Well, there's checkpoints.
Go to sleep while you're driving, or
no. There's checkpoints along the way, and each driver takes their own segment of the entire race.
Oh.
So you have pits, you have checkpoints that you get to.
So once the driver's done driving, he's done driving,
and then they switch out, almost like the relay race.
Okay,
track and field.
Cool. Okay, you confused me. Okay.
So, but it's a big deal because he was the last driver of the Le Mans.
Okay.
And that's a huge race. And
the last
leg. Important thing of it is he's a 2-time previous F1 champion, and he's just won the Le Mans. That's 2/3 of the way to the Triple Crown, which is a big important thing. And I know everybody's saying, what's the Triple Crown? Well, the Triple Crown is you have an F1 championship at Monaco, you have a Le Mans championship, so you win the Le Mans, which you just did, and then you win the Indianapolis 500 here in the States, which is the IndyCar racing. He's got 2 of the 3. Now, the Indianapolis 500 has already passed for this year. So he has an opportunity, and he's a big Indy guy. And so next year, let's cross our fingers, and maybe he wins the Indianapolis 500, and he becomes only one of 2 people to get the Triple Crown. And the other person is Graham Hill, which is a legend in the racing world. He's done all the 3.
Well, he's the only one with the Triple Crown?
He's the only one with the Triple Crown. So Alonso,
not an underdog. He ain't no underdog.
When it comes to world racing, yes, he's phenomenal.
I still like him.
So that's huge news for him. We'll switch gears and let's talk about another team, Ferrari. And
you got a little drama going on there, huh?
Well, a little bit. It's a little rumor, conjecture. People are kind of reading between the lines and stuff, and reporters are kind of reading between the lines. But there's a lot of contract things going on for F1 for next season. You've got Red Bull's Ricciardo out of contract come next season. You've got Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen that's out of contract next season, talking about retirement. And then you've got Alonso also with the possibility of a buyout on his contract for next year. So there's a lot of conjecture for next year for a lot of driver swapping. And recently that's hit Ferrari because there's a young rookie that's doing great this season, and his name is Leclerc, and he races for freaking Sauber.
Leclerc.
That's his last name. I don't necessarily recall his first name, but he races for Sauber right now, and he's a 2-time back-to-back champion in GP3, which is basically like Formula 3, like the entry, and then you got Formula 2, which is like the semi-pros, kind of like, the Spurs G team, the Texas Stars and stuff like that, and then F1's the pro team. So he's won the GP3 and the Formula 2 championship back to back. And he's racing as a rookie this year.
So he's like a
for Sauber, and he's scoring points every race he's in. And on top of it, he graduated through the Ferrari racing program.
So you think he'll manage well with F1?
Well, Ferrari, come to find out, this is a little speculation, might be looking at him as the first Ferrari racing program graduate to actually come out, be successful, and race for the actual pro Ferrari team for the first time.
So a Ferrari team has a graduate program to do
Yes.
that.
So you can basically go to Ferrari driving school.
So this is the first time it's happened that they actually race for them.
May happen that a graduate races for Ferrari.
So it's never happened.
So,
what are they doing in that school down there, man?
Well, no, he's the first, but those I'm assuming I haven't.
I'm just messing with you.
They've probably gone and raced for other teams.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
But he's doing really well for his rookie season in F1, and because of his lineage and him going through the Ferrari program, they're going, hey, we've got a driver that's been doing this season that's up for a contract next year. Maybe they might start looking at this guy. Nobody's real sure, but hey, I think it would be interesting, and I think it would make for a very interesting team if you're a Ferrari fan. If next year you see Sebastian Vettel, the season poster child for Ferrari, with this hot off the iron, young rookie as teammates, that sounds like a good season to me. And I respect Ferrari, but I'm a Mercedes fan. So, but hey, that even on paper that sounds awesome. I hope it happens. On another note, we do have a race coming up on this weekend. I think today started the first free practices, maybe tomorrow. I don't really recall. But it is at France. And it is the first Grand Prix in France in 10 years.
Wow, cool.
So, a little bit going on there. I don't really know too much about the course. I need to kind of hit on that.
Wow, 2008 doesn't
but I know it's
that
got a lot
long
of lineage. They've been racing in France for a long time, ever since the 50s.
10 years ago. Sounds like a long time.
Yeah.
But I lived through 2008. as a teenager. It doesn't feel like that long ago. Wow, cool. You got anything else on F1 today?
Well, no, I was actually going to say that not too familiar with it, but I hope people do well out there. And this also, the France starts a leg of 3 back-to-back races all across Europe. So that's going to be interesting to see how the following races for that pan out.
I'm gonna be watching
the endurance on the drivers for that.
Well, we're not gonna forget one thing that we did forget about, and that's the World Cup. Have you seen any matches?
Soccer.
Which matches did you see?
I caught a little bit of Mexico versus Germany. And it kind of, this might sound stereotypical or stereotypish, but I have family in this past week. You knew about that. We went to the Mexican market out there, and all through the Mexican flea market, they were just playing the World Cup in Mexico versus Germany everywhere. Every little stall had the game going. So passively, I caught some of that. I don't know who won. But
you don't know who won?
I'll
tell you who won.
After a while, I was like, yeah, that sounds exciting.
No, so apparently after they scored the first goal, I heard this from my friend Steve. Mexico's like earthquake radar went off just a bit because after the first goal that Mexico scored, because all of Mexico, I can assume, was jumping up and down when they scored the first goal. But yeah, that's another fun little fact that the earthquake radar was giving off a little meter there.
And
but
I think that
in Mexico City. But
I think I'll keep following them. I saw that.
I've been watching some matches, but I did see that
maybe
Mexican
I should
match.
start watching it because, wow.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess that does it for us here. You want to lead us out?
Yeah, so just be sure to follow us on social media. Find me, Lancio, in the kitchen, all on Facebook, under Red Twit Entertainment, or both separate accounts and everything. Follow us here on YouTube and everything. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Ring that little notification bell so you get those notifies.
Yeah.
And that's all still at Red Twit. And then you can follow us on Twitter at Red Twit Entertainment at 1N_TH3_kitchen.
Good job.
And that'll be all for today. We'll catch y'all next time.
Later.